global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. As we all know, the protest has entered the 6th day. But then most people are no more looking at the protesters, but looking at who are the sponsors of this protest. Because the rate at which we are seeing it grow in the northern part of the country, it's really shocking. And we are seeing every day the number is increasing. If you go into social media, you're going to see a lot of things. One of the cases in Kaduna State, the soldiers had to jump on their car because they don't want to offend anybody. And I mean, they took off immediately. And you can see the angry mob coming after them. It's no more protest. It's getting to something that is unexplainable, especially in the northern part of the country. And most of the supporters of Tinubu from the north are talking, and I feel this should be taken into consideration. For example, one of the chieftains of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Adamu Gaba, had claimed that the same camp used to hoist former President Goodluck Jonathan in 2015 has been activated against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the north. The big question is, who were the people that hoist out Jonathan during that period? It could be a case of karma here. According to him, he says they might have succeeded against Jonathan, what will fail in winning against Tinubu. In a post he made, he said it was said that the APC chieftain said no one will have the capacity to distribute Russian flag all over the north other than persons who already have an established political structure. He suggested that some unnamed politicians are doing everything possible to undo the current administration. According to him, he says, there is no one that will have the capacity to distribute Russian flag all over the north other than persons who already have an established political structure. I cannot imagine a correlation between Russian flag and the hunger the protesters are using as a yardstick. It seems to be that some politicians are doing everything possible to undo this government. We know it wasn't you who removed the kerosene subsidy, diesel subsidy. It wasn't even you who removed the current petroleum subsidy. It was the last administration, yet they blame you for daring to do the right thing. Shame on them. We know, Mr. President, you are a very strong patriotic Nigerian president, and you are doing everything possible to see to the success of this country. For this effect, we stand with you wholeheartedly till the very end. It may appear that some camp that was used to hoist Jonathan using Sore and his Sahara reporters as a frontier, as same people that activated the anti-Tinubu sentiment in the north, they shall fail. The only difference is that they may succeed against Jonathan, but they will never succeed in winning against President Tinubu. God is always with us who genuinely care for Nigerians. Big question, do they really care for Nigerians? That's one of the questions that we are going to be looking at. In another related debate, security report obtained has revealed that members of the Shiite group, particularly from Islamic movement in Nigeria, have joined the end bad governance protests in northern cities like Kano, Abuja, and Jos. These members are waving Russian flag during the demonstration. The Shiite group, a small religious minority in northern Nigeria, is believed to possibly receive support from Shia majority countries such as Iran, Iraq, and other countries. In Kano, young protesters took to the street, some calling for Russian President Putin to help and asking for military intervention in the government. The protests continue even after the government imposed a 24-hour stay-at-home order. Similar situation occur in Abuja and Jos with the involvement of the Shiite group complicating the protests. A government official in Jos mentioned that sponsored groups had joined the protests before the stay-at-home order in Jos. Bukuru, Governor Caleb Mufwang warned community leaders about these new group joining in. Kano Police Chief Salman Gabar suggested the protests might have political motives, noting that some young protesters were part of the program supported by an unnamed politician. Laji Tanko Yakasi, prominent elder from Kano, expressed concern over call for military intervention, labeling those individuals as troublemakers aimed to create problems for the country. He emphasized the negative impact of anarchists on the nation, stating that these are people who don't like this country and are prepared to take advantage of anybody willing to serve as their agent to destroy the country or drag the country into a mess only to please themselves. These are anarchists. Is there anything in the world where anarchists made their country better? Those were some of the questions. But then we've also heard that the military had arrested those who are behind, who are sponsors of that flag, though they did not mention any group yet. My colleague is in the house and we just want to look at this. The Garba, who is a senior stakeholder in APC, is of the opinion that the group that hoisted out the person of President Jonathan in 2015 are up again, and this time around they're fighting against Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Do you think that this is true? Looking at how structure the protest is right now, and especially with the emergence of young people carrying the Russian flag, do you think that this is a product of a well-structured political group, or it's just out of the fact that they're tired of the hunger in the land?
Yeah, it's both. First, there's truly hunger in the land, but there's a vast difference. If you look at the way protesters are doing it in the southwestern part and the way they're doing it in the northern part, there's they're very contrasting difference. Now, for that of southeast, which is now established that they did not join the protest, so there's relative peace there. Now, from the southwest, you get to see people like saying headband governance. They give you instances and they tell you that they want Bola Ahmed Tinubu to change reverse policies and all that. But from the north, especially the KKK, the Kaduna, the 3Ks, the Kaduna, the Kano, and the Katsina, you notice something quite unique. They're not just asking for end bad governance, they're demanding for a change of governance. They're demanding, a little boy literally said that he wants Bola Ahmed Tinubu to step down for Atiku to step in. And you begin to wonder what's going on. And they now, the latest is the one they're now using, the Russian flag. Please, what connects the end bad governance and what connects the hunger to bringing in Russia? Of course, Russia have the embassy of Russia have spoken concerning this matter, but it clearly shows that there is a sinister move. And I do not doubt Gabashew because the truth be told. Adamu Gaba. The truth be told about this whole drama is the fact that these same guys understand the dynamics of what happened during Jonathan's time. Let's give it to Jonathan then. He was really trying, but the way they look at it, Jonathan was the most lagagious president ever produced by Nigeria. But then he was setting the Nigerian economy, to a precedent that would have changed the dynamics of Nigerians as at today. But despite his good jobs, despite the fact that he did a lot of things for their margeries in the north then, they still voted him out. And now, to think now that even in that drama and the scenario that took place, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the present president of Nigeria, was also amongst those Wole Soyinka Atiku that marched against Jonathan. And now it's as if karma is repeating itself. Of course, the best way to do this kind of thing is when there's some level of protest, you can now bring in that structure that will hoist it out. But let's just see how eventually again, because don't forget that Bola Ahmed Tinubu was in the whole process the last time, so he understands the fingerprints really when he's playing out. And the question is, how would he now bring a counter program that will stop this movement from going? Remember, these are young guys who probably do not understand what they are doing by bringing out those flags. They're just being used, really. Yes, there's hunger, but there has to be hunger, really, for them to be able to be willing to get themselves in. Maybe they must have been told that, look, if you do this, changes will come. So they just bought the idea. They don't understand that it's bigger than what they think.
This is quite serious, I must say. And interestingly, we've been told that Shite is behind this whole thing, but then Shite group, as much as we know, they're minute sets. They are not that big. I don't know if they're the one, but however, as time unfolds, we'll get to hear full details of what is actually happening, especially in the northern part as it has to do with the protest. We'll leave you there.
Global happenings today.